We were once again celebrating New Year's on a dive boat in a remote corner of the world. The plan for today was for 3 dives, and then we would take the dinghies over to a nearby beach to enjoy the sunset. The first dive was at the site called Four Kings for 4 underwater pinnacles.
Is the shallowest?
Sometimes when you jump in and the bubbles clear, all you see is the void of the deep ocean beneath you. But sometimes there's things waiting for you right underneath. So remember that Titan triggerfish that attacked me and another diver a few days ago? Fortunately, this one didn't seem to be in an aggressive mood. These are the same purryfish that we saw so many of yesterday. The bigger fish are actually adult batfish. I always remember these guys because the juveniles look so distinct. They're all black with this kind of neon orange fringe. The adults look kind of cool too, though. This was our 3-minute safety stop. It went quickly. The second dive was at Barracuda Rock. Clement warned us that current could often be an issue here, but as it turned out, he timed it just perfect and we basically had ideal dive conditions. We tried to figure out what was going on here since this looked kind of like marshmallow fluff spilled all over a Gorgonian. As near as we can tell, it's some sort of encrusting sponge. Our group was also getting quite good at finding pygmy seahorses by now. However, we were all pretty much over them. Unfortunately, this was as close as we got to any barracuda at Barracuda Rock. And once again, the shallows were pretty much my favorite part of this dive. The third and final dive of the day was at Gorgonian Passage, which was basically just the passage between two parts of the island.
The dive site is the west side.
We basically dropped straight down to 70 feet and then made our way through the passage. Honestly, it wasn't that remarkable compared with all of the awesome stuff we'd been doing lately. The interesting part happened where partway through the dive, Clement was all of a sudden across the dive site right next to one of the other guides. It turned out he hadn't checked his tank before he got into the water, and he got to the bottom and flat out ran out of air. Clement, being the consummate professional, he had him on his octo and got him straight up to the surface. A few minutes later, Clement reappeared, and then later in the dive, the guide had actually gone back to the boat, gotten a new tank, came back, and picked up his group. By Raja Ampat standards, not the most exciting dive, but hey, any day underwater. And with that, we packed up the dive gear for the day, dried off, and then headed off for our beach party. After snack donuts, that is. As I mentioned during the previous non-diving excursions, personally, I would pretty much always prefer to, be in the water, diving, but I have to admit, this was a pretty cool way to spend New Year's. Okay, ready for my 85% dive now. It also had this really cool little climb up some steep steps to get a view of the entire little area. God, I love how the water looks. Ow! Coral beach. Found the coral. The water was still around 84 degrees, so it was quite lovely to get in and float around.
So I wasn't quite done looking for fish, so we found some little mud skipper type fish in the rocks over to the right. And we tried Campari and determined it needs something sweet with it.
I hope Fish Friend's okay with that. And then it was back to the boat for the other important New Year's tradition.
Yeah!
It's 8 o'clock, but it's New Year's in New Zealand. That or the boat's on fire, I mean.
Oh, fireworks!
It was also a birthday for one of the other guests, so the crew celebrated with cake and song.